I'd like to welcome you to this press conference. The championship game being played tonight at Calvin College, where we've been hosting the 2015 Division III Women's Basketball Championship. We're very pleased to have at the table our national champions from Thomas More College. We have Coach Jeff Hans and players Abby Owings, Sydney Wainscott, Alexa Santamaria, Sydney Moss, and Stephanie Krusling. Coach will ask you to begin with some opening comments, if you would, please.
I don't know what to say, except for look at these guys. You know, it's from where we were last year, a week ago, to getting here tonight with everything that has happened all throughout the year. You know, I couldn't be more proud of this group to be where we're at. You know, sitting up here on this stage at this time. And we just beat a really good George Fox team. You know, they were presenting a lot of challenges, and I thought our guys handled everything well. You know, scouting report wise, we did what we needed to do, and I can't be more proud of them.
Coach, not to take anything away from the 5 players to your right, but talk a little bit about Olivia Huber's second half. She had 2 threes there to kind of calm down George Fox. I think those were just her 3rd and 4th three-pointers of the season. So talk about those 2 big shots from her.
And they're all in about the last 2 weeks as well. I think she was 0 for. I think last year she hit her first one of the year, and then she went 0 for the rest of the year, and she's been 0 for this year until the last couple of weeks when we needed them. The first one was from the left wing that was a big one because they had made a 3 or made a basket. I can't remember what it was, and that was a big answer. And then the bank from the top, I was like, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. It was one of those. You know, and that's what this team does. I mean, we answered every call. You know, George Fox, when we got up, I don't even remember what it was, but we got up, and then they made a good run at us because that's what they're going to do. And we answered it, and those 2 threes that she hit were very big. And you know, it was a good second half. I mean, we shot over 50%, almost 60% in the second half. And, you know, that's moving the basketball and taking good opportunities when they come to us.
I guess. When you got introduced just now as national champions, your face is all lit up, but what goes through your brain?
Pick up the mic. You guys can answer. Let's go. Pick up the mic and talk.
Coach him up, Jeff.
Senior.
So I'm still coaching. Let's go. Let's go.
National champions. It kind of feels surreal. Like, okay, what's next? Who are we going to beat next? But this is it. And to have that confetti coming down and that song playing and all of us together, we all played so hard. We worked so hard all year. And, like, this was our goal. This is our destination. So, I mean, there's no other feeling. Since we were little girls, this is your dream as an athlete. So to have all these girls next to me and that happen, and as a senior, me and Steph, to win our last game. How many people get to win the last game they ever play? So it's just an amazing feeling.
It took 4 long years, but we did it. We did it.
You guys are national champions.
Yeah,
Go
gotta say
on.
something. They're speechless.
A+'s on everything at school.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, my professors.
Next question is, you know, did you tell them, you know, you're going to turn the ball over today and not to worry about it and not to get frustrated just based on the defense and what they throw at you?
No, I said a good prayer last night, hoping we didn't turn over 30 times.
24.
24. We got close. But, you know, I thought the first half we handled it really well. You know, then I think we got not necessarily complacent, but we just stopped going away from what we were doing in the second half and making bad decisions. But then we regrouped and handled it a lot better and started moving the basketball from making them go side to side, you know, instead of just up one side. And then Abby's speed and what she can do with that press break was a big difference, you know. And then we were able to get down the floor, and I think to start the second half, Sid might have hit a 3 there to start 1 or whatever. Then we got some passes inside, you know, to get them not necessarily out of it, but again keep them at bay and continue to extend the lead.
Speaking of Abby, I mean, when was it that you decided that, you know, you were going to put a freshman, you know, in that position? Or did you go recruit her specifically for that position?
She was recruited for that position. We lost a very good senior last year at the point in Devin Beasley, our all-time assist leader, at Thomas More, and we needed somebody to step in and fill those shoes. And Abby is a different type of point guard for us. She's more of a scoring point guard, as you can tell, than a distributing point guard, and that's what Devin was. Devin really facilitated everything last year for us, and Abby's kind of taken on a different role with it, and you know, it's been very successful.
I had a question for Coach. Maybe Sydney, you could talk about it a little bit too, but just over a year ago, you made it to the national quarterfinal game. You faced some adversity. I mean, you suffered an injury, Sydney, and your team lost. Could you just talk a little bit about that journey over the last year with your rehab, with your team, coming back from that disappointment as a team and everything, and with your injury and fighting your way all the way back, and maybe some of the lessons that you learned along the way?
Actually, a year ago yesterday, it was a year since, you know, I had surgery for my knee. You know, laying in the hospital bed before, I never, you know, would imagine that I'd be a national champion with, you know, the group of girls that I'm sitting beside and, you know, played in that game with. So, you know, pushing through rehab, I think my team and coaches were very supportive of me. You know, the doctors helped me out a lot. He actually is here, and he came up to me and he said, you know, I told you could do it. So, I mean, it was very tough, but I think we had something to prove after last year. Just getting hurt and, you know, the way we lost, I think had a lot of motivation towards how we ended this season.
And we never really came out and said it, but we knew it was kind of some unfinished business, to be honest with you. And, you know, I think it has made Sydney stronger as a person, as a player, to realize what was taken away from her, you know, and to come back and do what she has done this year. But it also helped our team because, I mean, all summer long in some open gyms and stuff, she wasn't there. You know, she's doing some shooting on the side or doing something on the side with them. And so those guys had to step up and do what they needed to do to get better and be ready for this moment. I mean, we put 4 players in double figures. You know, Alexa got in some foul trouble, but then was able to finish plays in the first half, really got us going in the first half, finishing some easy ones underneath, and then also did the same thing in the second half. You know, that's something maybe last year she didn't have that opportunity, and she really stepped up tonight for us.
Abby and Alexa, first half, Alexa, you were 5 for 5. I think you finished like 6 for 6 or something like that. And you were like on the end of the press breaking, and Abby, you were on the front end taking the ball up the court. Tell me what, you know, break that down for me. How did you guys break the press so easily and turn it into open looks so many times early in the game there?
Use the microphone.
Just breaking a press break for me is one of my strengths. With the speed I have, it's always been just something I'm good at. And of course, when you have a player like Sydney Moss down the court, or any of these players, it's so much easier to get them the ball. Yeah, but just to answer that question, just my speed.
I agree with Abby. Her speed, definitely, she can take on a press like that. She can run through people, and if she needs the help, then we just step up, get to the middle, and we set a play up or we run in transition. So it's definitely one of her greatest strengths, I think. So that's just how we did that.
And you just look at the stat lines and how many people you got up here. Just a whole total team when everybody contributed. Just how much more sweeter does it make it knowing that everybody played their part?
It's very sweet, and that's what, you know, everybody's always talked about Sid because of who she does and what she does, but it's a team. You know, that, I mean, she has a triple-double tonight. First one ever? First one ever in the national championship game, you know, and it's 11 assists to go with it because she has a trust in her teammates. And, you know, Nikki Kieran 16 points in 16 minutes, big off the bench because she's been struggling all tournament. She had been really struggling, and she missed an easy one early and got down on herself, but came back and had a great second half as well. And, you know, it's total team. You know, it's not revolved around one person or two people. It's everybody, and that's a good thing about this group with our depth is it's somebody different every night. You know, somebody steps up one night. It may be Steph making some big threes like she did against Eastern Mennonite in the second round, and Wash U in the sectional semifinal.
Okay, you guys are going to hate this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I'll preface it by saying that you guys are an excellent team. You took a big lead on the number 3 team in the country with Moss getting 1 point in the first 10 minutes. So you guys are unquestionably a great team. Now that said, Moss led the country in scoring in the regular season and set a new NCAA tournament record in 1 fewer game than there was a handful of years ago by Chelsea Schweers. She had a triple-double in the national championship game. She led the country in scoring in the tournament. She was the D3Hoops.com Player of the Year. I see no way she's not the Coach's Player of the Year. Is this the single greatest season by Division III women's basketball player?
Yes.
You know, I don't know, because there's been a lot of really good teams. You know, I think we can rank right up there with them because there's some coaches sitting in the back here that have coached some really good teams.
It's one of the reasons I asked, yeah.
I know, and you put me on the spot, okay? All right, because I don't want to make them mad, okay? But to be the best one, you know, bias, I would say yes, but I can't answer that because there's been some really good ones. There's been, I mean, you got the Capital teams, you got the Wash U teams. I mean, you got the DePaul teams in the past. You know, it's been some very good basketball at the Division III level, and I think we can rank right up there with those guys.
Sydney?
Well, congratulations.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Savor your championship. And,